You like custard?
Like ice cream custard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's vanilla.
That's why vanilla is my favorite flavor.
Because it's custard?
Yeah. Well, no, cuz you know Hibbard's in Lewiston, right?
Ah, yes.
My dad would take me there only on special occasions. And when I say special occasions, I really just mean when he felt like it. And I always loved going there. And I would always get the same thing. As a child, I could not get a cone because I would just make a mess. So
I could see that.
I always got a scoop of vanilla and a scoop of chocolate with rainbow sprinkles in a cup.
Rainbow Sprinkle
It
Gang.
was the best. It was the best.
I have to agree.
It was the
Oh,
absolute best. Oh,
one thing I
fuck.
do gotta say, Trey,
What?
is welcome to the Essential Podcast.
Essential Men podcast. Oh
It's the
wait,
same
no,
thing.
it is called the Essential Podcast.
Because we are the Essential Men.
We are the Essential Men.
And we are doing a podcast. All
All
right,
right.
my ice cream's done. So that's the intro.
Was it good?
Okay. Yeah, it was great.
Good.
Um, I went to Dee Dee's.
Ooh.
So
So,
I have a couple topics I wanted to talk about today.
all right.
They were inspired by true events that happened.
True.
Um, true events that happened,
True.
and my brain started cycling,
Your brain
started
started
grinding. It was
contemplating.
grinding,
You were
and it was
grinding those gears.
the gears were turning
And
and
grinding.
grinding and turning
And
and
grinding.
smoking and grinding.
And grinding.
Uh,
Yes.
excuse me. So today I wanted to talk about something that impacts our lives tremendously.
My life?
Our lives,
Our.
everybody's life. I mean, actually, there are there's a small group of people, okay, in the entire world's population,
That this doesn't affect or that this does affect.
right, that this doesn't
That
affect.
this doesn't affect.
But for the most part, it does affect it.
All right.
Smell.
What about it?
hmm Okay. So, uh, this is a personal story that has inspired this pod or this topic today.
Should I be worried?
I mean, you could be.
Okay.
Um, so I was wishing my girlfriend Brenda like farewell, you know, and that goes usually with like a kiss. And like, all right,
Yeah, you
like
big
I'll talk
smooches.
to you later. Yeah, it's big smooch, right? So I go to lean in and give her a kiss, and she just whips out the fattest burp ever, and just it was hot,
And I would have
and
kissed her
it was just
hard. If it was my girlfriend, I would have kissed her harder. Immediately.
it was like, "Bleh,"
That is the
and she went.
hottest thing a girl could do. 100%. Just go like.
My instant reaction to what I smelled was to gag. So earlier today, we went to this place called Tai Chi Boba Tea, and she had
Yeah,
like
yeah, I know. Yeah.
a salmon salad with like a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh, wait,
We
wait.
also,
Pause real quick.
I'm pausing.
Because apparently Kyle gets mad if I don't sit on the bouncy ball.
Okay.
So now I'm on the
Um,
bouncy ball.
okay. So I don't remember where I left off.
She ate salmon salad.
Okay, so she ate like a salmon salad type of thing. So her breath just reeked. And then we also had custard afterwards, and we also had um like the bubble tea, whatever. Oh my God, dude. It reeks so bad. So this is where I came up with the topic for today. Trey, What is the worst smell you have ever smelled in the history of smells that you have smelled?
The smelly smell that smells smelly.
Yes.
Technically, I have three stories, I guess.
Okay.
Um, I have to go on a small tangent with one of them and maybe the second one. First one's just easy. I remember when I was like 8, I went to my grandmother's house and she was making something that I'm pretty sure when I ate it, it was delicious. But like there was a whole like lead up of like a half an hour where we had to wait for the whole family to get there to start eating. And the
Okay.
smell, like I couldn't go anywhere without being escaped from it. And to me, as like a small 8-year-old, it smelled horrible. I can't remember what it was to the life of me, but I remember specifically going on my grandmother's couch, turning toward the couch, and just putting my nose into the cushions because I couldn't handle the smell.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. Um, the other thing kind of has to do with the smell, but it doesn't. Do you know that I'm not a big I don't hate most foods.
Okay.
Like with foods, I usually unless it's like literally something that's inedible, I can usually just stick it in my mouth, chew it and swallow it down. Even if I don't like the taste of it, usually
Ray.
what? What? What?
Continue. Continue.
Anyway,
Mm.
um the one food that I specifically just can't eat to this day is stuffing.
Really?
And there's a story behind it. When I was like, so in my family, my mother and my wonderful father, my mother cooks. Not to
You're
say that
right.
my father couldn't survive if he didn't have my mother, but my father has no idea how to cook. To where
Okay.
my mom, when she's leaving, we either have to order something as takeout or she makes something before she leaves for us to eat for like however long she's gone.
Okay.
One time, once again, when I was like 8ish, my mom was gone on a work trip and my dad had to take care of us for however long she was gone. And I guess he just had no idea what to feed me. Like I guess I was like one of the only people home or whatever, and he was like, ah, "Fuck, I don't know what the hell to get you." And on the table there was a bag of croutons, and I was like, "I like croutons." And he was like, "You do?" And I was like, "Yeah." So this man literally opens his bag and pours a whole bowl, like not just like bowl. I'll show you, not just like bowl
Like,
of croutons.
the
Like
big bowl, like a popcorn bowl
I
of
probably ate that
croutons.
whole bag of croutons. And like the first like 5 croutons, I was like, yeah, I can do this. The first 20 croutons, I was like, it's okay. And after like the 50th crouton, my stomach and my taste buds were just ruined.
So
And
that ruins stuffing for you?
because in many places, one of the main ingredients can either be stuffing or some
Well,
type of dried bread
it
that
was
gets moist.
croutons.
And I specifically remember, like 2 years later, after this event, I was literally right next to stuffing as I was walking through my kitchen, and the smell hit me so hard. I didn't even eat it. I just looked at it and smelled it, and I literally threw up in my hand.
It's terrible.
Yeah. And to this day, I really try to steer clear of stuffing. I know I have picky things with other types of foods like that, but whenever somebody asks me what's my least favorite food, stuffing is the first thing that comes to my mind. Because I specifically remember that moment where I literally just threw up in my hand.
I find it so fascinating how smell affects our daily life and our memory.
Hmm.
Like, you can remember a certain smell before anybody's face.
Oh yeah.
Like before, like if you look around, you're like, oh, this place looks familiar, but I don't really think like if as soon as you get a smell, you know exactly like the time and place you were at
Yeah.
when you've smelled this smell
Like you
before.
go back in time by
Right,
smells.
exactly, exactly.
That
Your
has happened
memory.
to me. Yeah.
So this very distinct smell, it's my favorite smell in the world, and I don't know why you just don't judge me for it.
I will.
It's okay. It's like an old dank basement.
Like a damp basement?
Yeah, yeah, like a dank basement,
Like my
Like
basement?
I've never been into your basement, but it probably would
Hang on,
because
hang
that's
on,
where I
hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Do you wanna restate that statement? You've never
uh
been in my basement?
oh, I have been I'm dumb.
Several
I'm dumb.
times.
Several times.
Not just like once.
I forgot that's your
What do
basement,
you
dude.
mean you
It's not even
forgot? We
like
have to
it
go downstairs.
it's not a basement.
It
That's not a basement.
is.
No.
It's
Anyway.
under
Anyway.
the first floor.
Anyway.
It's
Shut up.
underground.
Nobody knows. Shut
What do
up.
you?
Anyway.
Oh my god.
Anyway, no, it's not like your basement at all. It's for some reason uh it brings me back to the time at my grandparents' old house. I would always go down to their basement and see what's up. They had birds. They had like they had doves because they're magicians, right? So they used doves in their show. They used a duck. So they had a whole bunch of animals down there, but like this certain smell and the certain vibe. It was an old house. It was a very old house. It just brings me back to that time in my childhood where I would go down there and help my grandfather with whatever he was working on or like work on projects, and it just brings me back to that time in my life where I was just, a happy little kid. It's so weird how like your smell can do that, or like the smell of your favorite food, or like even like the smell of your least favorite food made you want to throw up. Like it's so crazy.
When you said happy little kid, are we talking about little Noah who created the greatest game of what's in my pocket? Like that little?
No, I don't know what that means.
What
Anyway,
do you mean? Your old Instagram where you played the game What's in My Pocket, and it was
I
always
did.
something. Did we just talk about this like 2 months ago?
All right, here. All right, here. I'll gotta go share a screen.
Oh, okay.
So I'll start at the beginning. I don't know if you can see. This is my old Instagram. This is 450 weeks ago. I don't know if you can see my screen right now or
I
not.
can't. I can't.
You
No,
can?
no, I can't. I'm just looking at. Why do you have two pictures of the same baby saying I am my 2 6?
Yeah. So that's this. Why isn't it's not letting me click on them. Anyway.
Oh
Um
my god.
so there's me. There's me right
I can
here.
see that.
There's this I don't know why I posted this twice. I'm gonna read the caption really quick. There was no caption. It was just that picture of a baby that says I am too sexy, and it's
How? You said this was how many weeks ago?
450 weeks ago. If you want to look that
Four
up really quick.
hundred and fifty. That's almost 9 years ago. That's like 8.5 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh my god, you were 12.
I was 12. There's this their little bulldog for whatever. This is a meme, or it was a meme. I tried making memes and I stole pictures off the internet, and it basically what it was it was just a picture off the internet, and I tried putting a caption on it, but it was just the title of the Instagram post. I don't know what to call it. It's so dumb. It's just I used to lock and load boys. I
This
just
is
stole memes
this is some of
and
the
posted them.
greatest shit I've ever seen in my life.
There's
You
just this.
only
This is my
showed me.
old dog right here.
Oh,
This
okay.
is like the only real picture. This is my old dog Cloud. He's the one that bit me.
Yeah,
If
you
you
told
wanted to
me
go,
that.
yeah. Great dog, amazing. Lean with it, rock with it down here. This one, I don't know why. There's Master Chief just contemplating
There's
life.
so many memes. You only showed me like 2 seconds of this for when you first brought it up, and
And can you see everything still?
yeah, of
Okay.
course I can.
No Bob, don't fly to the light. Then there's
But
this little Easter bunny.
wasn't your greatest like show what's in Noah's pocket on here?
No, I don't even know what that you're talking about.
I okay, I might just be crazy. Oh, I
I think
thought
you're just crazy.
no, no. All right, no.
This is
Okay.
my old puppy Bane. R.I.P. Bane.
Aw,
I can't hear you. It's too dark in here. Yeah, there's just I made all right, this one, this meme I made right here, okay?
you made that one.
Yep, I downloaded an app and I yeah, it's a
You got the picture and then you made a meme.
yes. Mad Dog, I got her in my sight. Copy that, big boy. Yeah, it's terrible. There's my there's my sister and my
Little
mom.
baby sister, yeah.
Yeah, and then this is when I started actually posting real stuff. I was at Splash Lagoon here. And then
Oh, that's
then
funny.
I made this with the meat. It's fully loaded with pellets. Oh my God. There's me and my cousin Jordy.
Jordy.
There's just popcorn here. There's this, and then Albert Einstein never wore socks apparently. Um, Mom brought the Nutella. Then brother, and then I can't keep playing these games with. Yeah, this is my old Instagram.
This is the greatest. This is great. Everyone follow Noah's old Instagram.
Shit, please don't.
Everyone
I
blow up
can't get into it, so you're not gonna see any
everyone
other
blow up
posts.
Noah's old Instagram
Yeah,
so they can get
it
back
was
into it.
that was a good time.
That's amazing.
Oh my God. Wow. I have 22 followers and I'm following 22 people apparently. So
You're
I'm
one for
even.
one.
I am
And now
even.
everyone that in all our viewers are gonna start following it. So now you're gonna be like way above.
It's gonna be famous.
You're
I
gonna be
can't get in there
famous.
though. Do I have any tag pictures? Oh, I have a couple tag pictures, but it doesn't matter. Um, so yeah, that's my old Instagram.
Oh,
Is there a favorite smell in the world,
my
by the way?
favorite smell
Going
in the
back to
world?
the topic. Yeah.
Or like, are you asking like, is there a favorite smell for me in the world, or is there a favorite smell
Yeah.
like in general? Okay, for me, God, because smells always take me off guard.
You never know when you're gonna get that, that smell memory. It's like, whoa, like it
Exactly.
hits, it's like time traveling,
One
you
thing
know?
I always liked, me and my brother Connor, we don't have the greatest relationship. We're two sides of the same coin. But he always wore Old Spice Bear Claw, Bear Glove. And every time he would come out, he always just smelled terrific for me. That it started making me want to wear Bear Glove.
So you looked up to him
Only,
by his
only
smell?
smell, only
Only.
smell, only smell.
So, so that,
I like the Bear Glove. I really do like that smell. It just smells very passive and very
okay,
nice. And
okay,
I don't know if you'll get what I mean by this. I like the smell of heat. So like I like going outside when it's a nice hot day. Like for the last couple weeks I've been going
okay,
out in my backyard and tanning for like about an
okay,
hour just so I can get redder skin. And I like going out there and just feeling the heat and then just smelling the heat off the grass.
okay.
It just feels nice.
My great grandpa always knew when it was gonna rain by the smell, and he would always tell me before it was gonna rain. He would say, "Hey, you smell that? What's in the air? It's about to rain." So I grew up knowing exactly when it's gonna rain because of the smell and how damp it
Your
is.
grandpa had superpowers.
Yeah, I guess, and then
He was just like,
I
close the
inherited them
windows.
because I know exactly when it's gonna rain
Was that
now.
the same grandfather that was a magician?
No, his dad.
His dad. So your great
Yes, my
grandfather?
great grandfather.
Okay.
Yes. He passed away when I was 6, but he yeah. So I took that from him. Another smell that I do understand the smell of heat. I'm trying to think of uh another smell that I can Oh, so every year when I was growing up, every October, September to October, we would go to this thing called Feast of the Hunter's Moon, and it is a reenactment of the war of the Battle of Wiatnan. I don't know if you learned that in history or not, but we would go there and
Hang
reenact
on, hang on,
and
hang on, hang on,
yeah,
hang on
you
a
can look it
sec.
up. Hey, there's me.
What?
Yeah,
How are you in these things? Oh, that's where you're native. So the 54th Feast of Hunter's Moon
Hunter's Moon.
in.
Yep,
Oh,
there's
there you
me
are.
right there,
Wow. Uh,
and my dad and my grandpa, and there's me again.
wow.
So,
Okay, the past is yours to savor the Feast of the Hunter's Moon. At this historic reenactment, you can recapture the 18th century fight of Fort the first
Oweatanan. It's
fort, the
Oweatanan.
first fortified European outpost in what is now Indiana. The Feast of the Hunter's Moon is a recreation of the annual fall gathering of the French and Native Americans, which took place, for whatever a fur trading outpost in the mid 1700s. It is held annually in early autumn on the banks of the Wabash,
Wabash.
Wabash,
Wabash.
Wabash River, 4 miles southeast of West Lafayette, Indiana. Thousands of participants rack this event, creating a feast of your senses. Smell the wood smoke, hear the report of the rifles, savor authentic food, and more. Continuous free, yada yada yada.
So, um, I want to see.
Can we go?
So, there's a whole bunch of. Hey there's my dad.
Good. I met him.
Yeah, there's my dad. So every year, hey, there's us again, and me.
That is you. That is you. I have
So
seen you before.
there's my grandfather on the right, my dad, and my little cousin Varric.
All right, so history teacher Noah, please, teach me the history of the Feast of the Hunter's Moon.
So there was this battle long ago, and the Iroquois were not there, obviously, but they like inviting us there to
Cause you're
share our
native.
culture. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm because I am native.
yeah,
They do have the original natives that were there, but they aren't all fully native. They're
yeah.
all like descendants of the natives, so they just go there to be a presence of for their ancestors, technically. But
Hmm.
we're there to demonstrate our song, our dance, and we play lacrosse. So we stay. So this is a weekend long event. So we go there the first day. We sing, we dance, and then we play lacrosse, like old school lacrosse. We don't have the new sticks. We use wooden sticks, and the rules are that only men are allowed to play. No girls can play. It's not a
No
racist
girls
thing.
allowed.
It was that women were too good. They were too good for lacrosse. It was the men that had to play lacrosse because lacrosse was known as the little brother of war,
Uh-huh.
and people would actually die in old school lacrosse games. They would play for days straight, and the whole entire field would be like maybe 2, 3 miles long.
Mm.
Like they'll have two posts, there are two really long sticks stuck in the ground, and they would uh, run back and forth between them, whoever can get the most goals or whatever, or whoever could score first. Or I don't remember the rules exactly. That is what it would be back in old times. Um, but the reason why this place is so amazing to me is because most of the people are the best and nicest people I have ever met. They are like my dad still stays in contact with a lot of them.
Yeah.
We go there and trade our stuff that we make for their stuff that they make. It's all usually handmade. They have like knife carvers. They have like it's basically an old trading post. That's basically exactly what it looks like. And everybody's cooking with just fire and sticks. Nobody's using any modern technology really. They're trying to be the people that are there. They camp there all weekend. We stay in a hotel just because we used to camp there, but we don't anymore because usually it floods every single year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So we don't like doing that. We've done that for 20 years now, I believe.
You've gone there 20 years.
I
You
personally
are
have
you are
not.
20. Yeah.
I personally have not, but my family has went there for over 20 years.
That's really cool.
Um,
So like, is this just like what when did this take place? Like this
uh,
battle.
the 1700s.
So this is almost
Um,
like French and Indian War, kind of.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, ish
It's
around
one.
there.
Is it like one of the battles, or is it like
Yeah,
after which, or
yeah. There's oh my God, there's me.
is that you,
It's
baby
me.
Noah?
It's baby me
Is that
and my
baby
dad.
Noah?
Yeah, that's baby me and my
Oh,
dad.
baby Noah.
Oh my God. Okay, so I want to see if they have a button on here. Um, one year, this exact year, they took a couple photos of me.
A couple.
Um, and I have a whole bunch. I might actually have. They put me on the face of Feast of the Hunter's Moon.
You have a button.
This whole event,
You have a button.
they put me. They put. I yes, I have a whole bunch of them actually. Um,
Can we start mass producing them and selling them as currency?
we could. I have a lot of them.
Just hand them out at Tops Friendly Markets.
I was
Noah
on
dollars.
I was on billboards. I was on I have a couple t-shirts.
You're a model.
I was actually a model. That's a story for another time. Um I was on posters. I was on everything this year, like the year after this. And I don't personally remember them taking the picture of it. Uh but the reason why this came up with smells is because
It had a very
every
distinct
time
smell.
every time I go there or we all go there, it smells like campfire. Straight up campfire. That's it.
Hmm.
So every single time I smell a campfire, my brain instantaneously brings me back to this, the Feast of the Hunter's Moon. Because everywhere you go, people are cooking with just wood
Yeah.
and fire. It's amazing. I don't know if they. So every year they print out a button that looks like this, except it has a different face.
Yeah. And one of the years it was you. It was your
One of the
face.
years it was me. It was basically our entrance pass to get in there, so that way, hey, look, there's my dad playing lacrosse.
So Noah, do me a favor. Since
What
you
up,
have a
dog?
bunch of the buttons, take a picture of it, send it to me, and I'll put it up right here.
Okay, if I can find them.
Yeah.
It's my grandfather, my cousins, and my sister. God, I really wish I could find one. Anyway, that is my story with the smells.
So, kind of to change topic a little bit, if that's your
That's
story with the
fine.
smell. Only because, this isn't something we talk about, but most of our viewers probably know that you are half native,
I am half Native
that
American.
by Canadian culture, you are looked upon as a native. By American culture, it's
Correct.
different because your mother's not native.
Correct.
But you are looked upon by many as native, including your
Right.
family and all that.
Right.
Uh, this question just came up to me, and I've always been curious about it. And I hope I'm not like being culturally like insensitive or whatever. I'm really just curious.
No, yeah, go for it.
Like, so like the main thing with natives, which is one of the main things people talk about, is they have like, I can't explain it the best. I guess the best way I could say it is like a spirit quest, where
A
it's like
spirit
where like
quest.
they go into a forest or like a campsite or whatever, and they just wait for a spirit to come to them, like they kind of
I know what you're talking
you
about.
kind of know what I'm talking about. So is that an
Yeah.
actual thing? And have you done that?
Back in the day, that was a thing.
It's not
Not
anymore.
It's not part of our culture. I mean, it can be. Those we usually do this for like ceremonies
So,
and
so
ceremonial type of things.
nobody anymore does the old Family Guy thing where Peter had a
Not
vision
that,
of the Fonz.
yeah, not that I know of. Um, but back in the day, like a long, long time ago, before we established our animal clans, um, there's an old tale that how we did establish our clans was we did go on this spirit journey,
Yeah,
whatever, and we sent them out into the woods, and whatever animal they saw first,
that was
that
the
was
clan they
the
were part of.
clan that they were a part of. That was the clan that they started. Um, so we have in total the Iroquois as a group, which is six different nations, have nine different clans. Um,
So
yeah.
I'm also just kind of what are the Six Nations? Because I've heard that
So
term a lot, but I never knew it.
so the Six Nations, you got to think of it as the United States. Like as a group, the Iroquois, the Haudenosaunee is like the United States, right? There's 50 different states.
Yes. In this case, there are
And
six
there's
states.
six different nation. Technically,
Yeah.
six different people. Like
Okay.
like let's say like
Like large groups.
right. So we identified ourselves as I would say Tuscarora,
Yes.
because that's what's right here for us.
Yes. Yeah.
Um so I'll go in order
Hmm.
from eastest to westest
The Westistest.
to westest. It goes Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and Tuscarora.
Okay.
So there's the six different nations.
Hmm.
Um, the way we thought of it was New York is a longhouse, and our people actually did not live in teepees back in the day. They lived in these longhouses, which were big
Yeah.
wooden bark houses. A lot of people didn't know that. Some people still think we live in teepees, which I think is hilarious. People ask us all the time.
I mean, not to
Um,
be an asshole, but there were some groups of Native Americans that did live in teepees, right? Like I know
Absolutely,
longhouses
absolutely.
are a thing. I just
That
yeah,
was west. That was out west.
that
That's
was
when they
more
had all the
westish.
buffalo hides
Okay.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The more southern you go, usually the smaller their houses got. But up here, we had so many trees. We had so many
Yeah, you just
resources.
make longhouses.
Right, exactly. So one family lived in each longhouse, and the families were divided up by clans.
Uh-huh.
So
So yeah, how many clans are there?
so there are nine different clans.
I know the Turtle clan because
Correct.
you told me that's what your dad's a part of. I
Yes,
know
my
the
dad is the
Bear
turtle clan.
clan because that's technically what you're a part of.
Correct.
And then yeah.
So in while we were while I was growing up and we were learning the nine different clans,
Hmm.
um we our teachers taught us the song to remember the different clans.
There's a song.
So
Sing to me.
yes, there is a
Sing to
song.
me.
Okay, I'll sing to
Sing
you.
to me.
So it goes oh, I gotta think of how it starts off. Okay, so I'm gonna sing it in Tuscarora, okay? So this is the only way I know how to do it because I have to translate them to English. So it goes da wis da wis ga he naga nit air clans. So da wis is
The,
a snipe.
so one of the things is the Snipe clan.
Correct, snipe clan. That
Snipe
is what
clan.
my grandfather's a part of actually. He is a Tuscarora snipe.
That's
Um,
oh
that
yeah.
was the man.
You have a bunch of grandfathers. I have problems with things. Keep going.
Okay, so after that, gahe is a crane, and or sorry, heron. Sorry, heron, not crane.
Like a
They're different
herring.
things.
Yeah.
A heron.
Yeah.
Um, then there is a Naganithnaguа is a hawk.
Okay.
So we have the snipe, the heron,
The hawk.
and the hawk. Um, then it goes. How does it go? Ujire, aqua, squadine, forest
Oh,
clans.
one of them is just literally just forest clans. Does that
Yes,
mean
the forest
something?
clans. So basically, there's the air clans, there's the forest clans, and there are the water clans. Uh,
Oh, so they're supposed to represent each clan supposed to represent animals of air, animals of the land, and animals of the water.
correct.
Okay, and that makes sense
Uh,
why there's nine then. Yeah.
Nine,
Okay.
right? Because it's basically all the most of the animals that we do have around here.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so Ujihre is bear.
Yeah.
Uh, Aqua is deer, and Squadina is wolf.
Okay.
Then there's the water clans, which goes Judy Yuka, Raquis, Gatna, and so on. Water clans.
Water
So
clans.
Judy Yuka is beaver, um, Raquis is turtle, and Gatna is eel.
Okay.
So those are the nine clans. There you go. It's a history lesson day. Um, Not all nations have representatives for those clans.
Most do.
Most do. It depends. Like Tuscarora only has seven clans. I'm not. I don't think we have any hawk,
Yeah.
and I don't think we have any. We have beaver. I don't think we have any heron.
Okay.
So I don't. I yeah. I think it's hawk and heron. We don't have. We have snipe and all the rest of them.
Okay.
Whew. Yeah, so basically what my family does is we made this group, or my grandfather and my grandmother made this group called the Niagara River Iroquois Dancers, and since they were in high school, they made this group, and they went around different high schools demonstrating our song and dance, telling people that we are still here, and we still do this today. Sadly, we weren't able to do it at all last year because, well, COVID.
Yeah.
So even adults think that natives are extinct. It's funny. My girlfriend Brenda didn't even know natives existed, and she lived in Buffalo. She was never taught that natives were still alive, that we're still here.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
weird.
yeah, yeah.
Because I don't know. I've lived my whole life, and I've always knew natives existed. Still, I never understood like the severity of it until I got into high school, like
Hmm.
really what happened to the natives. But I always thought they still existed. I never thought they went
No.
extinct. They
A lot
started.
of people ask
They
us,
started to
are you guys
extinguish.
real? Especially at the Feast of the Hunter's Moon. People ask us, are you guys real Indians? I'm like, I mean, we're Native Americans, but yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we're real.
Yeah.
We're here.
I'm right here.
This one time at the Feast of the Hunter's Moon, I think it was the second to last year, or the last year I went or whatever. This guy and his kid went up to me and started like looking at me
Like weird.
like I was an exhibit. It was the weirdest thing. And I was
Uh.
just sitting there trying to eat soup, and
Oh.
he goes, "What kind of Indian are you?" And I was like, I'm Mohawk." And he goes, "Oh, you're fake. You're a fake. That's not real. You're a fake." And then walked away. And then I was like, what the hell? I was so confused because I was just trying to eat soup,
You should
man.
have.
It's just ignorance. People don't realize uh, a lot of stuff, which is crazy. I don't know. Wow, we went from smell to a history lesson.
Yeah.
See, the thing about like me, I don't take racism seriously. So most people don't know. Some people are just they have no idea. So when like it comes to racist like racial slurs when old people call, Native Americans Indian,
Yeah.
I don't care because they grew up like that.
Yeah.
They grew up knowing us as Indians. They don't mean it as any harm. They just don't know. But like when somebody comes up to you and looks at you and go, "What kind of Indian are you?"
Injun.
Like what? Like where are you from? Like 200 years ago? Why? No,
I'm
we
a,
have the internet
I'm
now.
a
Like
two-cylinder engine.
that's great. Like some stuff like that, like purposefully harmful, like trying to harm me.
Yeah.
No, if it's like a joke, I can laugh. I can laugh at jokes. Uh, it's just when somebody's trying to do it in like a negative way, that's
No,
when it
yeah,
kind of pisses me
that's
off.
never like my whole opinion on things is I always believe everything can have a sense of humor as long as you mean it to be having a sense of humor.
Right,
But as soon as you stop taking away that sense of humor, it's no longer funny. At that point, it's just bullying, and at that point, it's just being mean.
right. Like the Washington Redskins.
You mean the
What?
Washington football team?
Exactly. It's the worst name ever. But like come on. Like the Redskins really couldn't I couldn't you find like a chief somewhere? And not even just chiefs, but like just like a chief somewhere down the line that was there or the Washington I don't know, something patriotic. It's Washington. Why would you just go with
Well,
Redskins?
at the same time, it's I think it was just at the time they were. I don't know the whole story about the Washington Redskins, but I don't know. I think maybe they weren't trying to be mean. I think maybe they were actually in their way trying to be like trying to represent Native Americans. And they're like, yeah, let's call them the Redskins. And then, like, 80 years down the line, they're like, ugh.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
Like, I mean, old America. Like, I'm okay with old America because it's like you have to live with what you got. It's not like
Yeah, we gotta
it's not like
evolve.
it's not like all of them meant to be monsters. It's just that
Right.
was culture at the time. But it's like old America was racist. Old
That was
America
terrible.
was
It was
racist.
terrible. Like, all right, so Christopher Columbus, how they're trying to change it to Indigenous Peoples Day.
I
I get
pers
it.
You get it. I
I
personally
get
don't
it.
care. I also get it, but I personally don't.
Like, why would you want to celebrate someone that has caused mass genocide among, Native American people? But they weren't even like Native Americans. They were down there.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
they were
they were
islanders.
Central American. They were
Yeah, they're
those
Central
guys.
Americans. So, um, like I understand, but people wanting to tear down the statue,
Of
that
Christopher Columbus. Yeah, that's where I'm
yeah,
having the problem now.
I didn't understand that. Like, I get you don't want to celebrate it, but you gotta cancel culture is
I
stupid.
don't like
It is
cancel culture. I
it
really
is
don't.
dumb. It doesn't make any sense because how are you supposed to learn if they erase everything?
Exactly. Like we
You
have
gotta you gotta have a reminder. It's like we can't do this again. History repeats itself, and the history books they tell us that. They tell us that all the time. History repeats itself, and it does. And so if we don't keep it there, it's just we're gonna do it again.
exactly.
Rant.
Rant, rant, rant.
Ugh.
So,
So,
I I think we're getting close to ending this. But now I want to ask you another question. I think I
go
asked
for
you
it.
this once at Tops. And I think you said like to be able to do this you'd have to go through like a whole procedure. If you
Right?
could have a native name, what would you want it to be? And I know it's something that the clan mother chooses, but if you could have a native name, what would you want it to be?
Um,
Like, has there been something you have always been like, yeah, that I want that to be my native
like
name?
as like a spiritual name type of thing.
Sure.
Like who I think I am
Yeah, yeah.
in representation of like a
Of you.
native
Yeah, and native
language.
culture.
So my dad's name was Hohon Tiantuas, and that was a Tuscarora person's name. So how clan mothers do it is whenever somebody passes away, they pass on their name.
You told me this, yeah.
So it's kind of like a drawing type of
Yeah.
thing. They let, fate take over. So as soon as you go to get your native name, um, or like when you're a baby and they give you your native name, it's basically drawn out of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but you have to be fully enrolled. I don't. My dad's name was Hohon Tiantuas, which meant tree planter. So, or he who plants trees. I
Yes.
honestly have no idea what I would have mine. My cousin Jordy's name is Hiowahawi, and I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Has he not told you?
I don't even know if he knows. I mean, you can call him really quick.
Get him on the phone. Get him on the phone.
Okay.
Get him on the phone.
See Jordan Smith. I can't go for him.
Oh
Ah,
my God! I want to know what
what a
Hiawatha
shame.
means.
Hiowahawi. All right, hold on. Nah, I don't know. Anyway, it's whatever. It's besides the point. So each one has its individual name. I have no idea what I would have mine. Like, it's hard because I would have to get it in the Mohawk language because I'm an enrolled Mohawk.
Do you
So I
know how
think
to?
I
Do you know how to? I don't. I don't want to say this wrong. Do you know how to speak Mohawk?
no, I do not. Mohawk is one of the easiest, not easiest, but
Of the native
most re
languages?
most represent, excuse me, most represented languages. So Tuscarora is not represented at all because all of our elders are dying, and they are the only ones that they were the last ones to be able to speak fluently.
Hmm.
The reason why we don't have our language anymore is because of the boarding schools. Boarding schools have deeply affected our communities and our culture. And I don't know if you've seen lately, there was this article. Can you see it?
I see pictures.
So this was not too long ago. Native American boarding schools, also known as residential schools, were established in the United States during the early 19th and mid 20th century with the primary objective of civilizing and assimilating Native American children and youth into Euro-American culture.
So they were basically like, we don't want you to be Native Americans anymore. You got to be Americans.
You gotta be, yes.
Yeah. They were trying to get rid of their culture.
Their slogan was uh, kill the Indian to make the man. So I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
same person. So they cut their hair.
So yeah, they would
They
basically change them.
right. Okay.
This one?
So this was it. This a burial site for indigenous children was found in Canada. So it happened throughout. It wasn't even just in America. It was all throughout
Yeah,
North
the North
America.
America, yeah.
So they found 215 dead children. No names, just a big pile of bodies behind these residential schools. Um, these kids were 4 and up. 4 to 18, they would keep them here. They weren't allowed to speak their language. They would get beaten. Um, they cut their hair. They couldn't laugh. They would get beaten. They would have to be like abide by the rules. Um, I want to say so. Yeah, they were doing like some renovating around the school, or they were digging it up or whatever, and they found this burial site. So a lot of the elders have stories of how like what happened to them. They don't like talking about it. They hate talking about it. I wouldn't want to talk about it. It's terrible. It's terrible. So 6,000 indigenous children died far from home in the residential schools. It's probably more than that. Um, the stories that I like have been told by these people, witnessing them, like
That's
this one lady bashed a 4-year-old's head in.
that's horrible. That's just
It it it's ridiculous.
yeah, that's just not okay.
The last boarding school to close was 1990.
So they're all gone now, but that was, that's
That
30
the
years
last
ago.
boarding school to close,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous. Um,
Wait, they're all gone right around,
they
right?
they should be.
Yeah.
They should be.
To our
I do believe
knowledge.
they are. To our knowledge, they are. But yeah, they would take the kids from their houses when they're 4 years old. Their parents would not see them until they're 18, and they are not the same person. I couldn't even imagine. My mom was telling me about it and everything. She couldn't imagine me being taken away. Nobody could. It's a
No,
terrible
yeah,
thing.
That's just not right.
So that is why our culture is almost completely gone.
Well, everyone, all our viewers out there, I hope you will. I hope you have
I
a
hope
better.
you learned something.
I hope you have a better understanding of Native American culture. Thank you, Noah Smelly Native Green.
That's my name.
That is
That
your
is my
name.
name now.
Find that
I,
in
I,
Mohawk, and
no,
that will be your name.
I'm not smelly.
Smelly
I smell.
Noah Smelly
I
Native
smell.
Green. I think we learned a lot today. Oh, you know what else has been bothering me?
What's that?
Chicken butt.
God damn it.
Hey!